Oh God. Hello. Hi. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn on the music for the game in just a second. I need to uh adjust my gain real quick. Uh there we go. Because I've noticed that whenever I have music on, um it's it sometimes is very low. And so I'm like, oh okay. So hopefully this is a bit better. There we go. Game music. Also, hi Kimia. Hi Bob. Also, hi Anu. I'm driving her to her appointment. Has my Why are you on your phone when you're driving? Why are you on your phone when you're driving? Excuse me. Excuse me. You cut that out. But I am glad that you're taking Anu to her appointment. Is it on this one? It's not. Oh my god. Wait. Yeah. Hold up a second. I forgot to add it to this one. Yeah, it's fine. I'm in bed. Oh, you're not driving it. Listen, 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 listen. Wait. No? No, it's here. It just didn't work. No, I know. That's what I meant. I'm like, wait, the sound alert didn't work. That's why I'm like, hold up a second. I was like, wait, it's not... Man. It's here. I know it's here. Because I'm like... Bruh. I just got this fixed too. Of course it doesn't work on the one gaming scene. It's fine. It is fine, I suppose. Yeah, it's right here. What the hell? Here. Man. Yeah, this is the right... Man. I'll figure it out later. And I'm also gonna turn down it a little bit as well, just because it's kind of loud in my ear. But, before we get started, I'm gonna do my skincare because that's what this is. It's skincare, and then we're gonna play a game. Or, well, we're gonna be playing Endless Monday, Dreams and Deadlines. Because I saw this and I was like, this is cute. I kind of want to play this. So, as per usual, since I can't take my computer into my bathroom where I'm like washing my face or everything, or take it near a water source, I did wash my hands. I did wash my hands, but I washed my face beforehand. So, that was fucking delayed. It is on you. I took Blub's phone. Tell him the fucking sound alert worked. It just came in 10 years late. It worked. It came in 10 years late. Good God. Love you, Hex. Love you too, Anu. I hope you're having a good day. Good luck at your doctor's appointment. My God. That literally blew out my ears, actually. Hold up. I'm gonna turn that down. I'm sorry to anyone that... No, it wasn't you. Don't worry. Don't worry. It was Blub. It was Blub. He did it before you took your phone. It was just a tad late. Yeah. A little bit late. But it fucking blew my ears out. I wasn't expecting that. Don't... Tell him he's lucky that it actually worked. And that I didn't try to, do a redeem for myself. And just, like, do that for him because he lost points. But... So, like I was saying, gonna do skincare. When I was washing my face, I used a cleanser that's from Peach and Lily. Actually, all my stuff that I use is from Peach and Lily, except my, night mask cream. So, I guess these little segments that I'm doing are just, gotta get dressed, hope you have a great and fun stream. Thank you! Good luck at your doctor's appointment! Thank you, Anu. But basically, during these little segments, I kind of just leave the game in the background because I want to, like, first start, doing my skincare. Because what I usually do is I'll do all of this, like, an hour or two before I go to bed. So, I'll do my skincare, I wash my face, I put on my essence, and then I do a, replenish and rebalance oil, and a spot treatment, which brightens and erases spot, and it has like vitamin C and camellia. Alright, Bob again. I was sitting next to Ani when the alert went off. You're lucky that it went off. I was actually going to do the redeem again for you, but it did go off. It was just a bit late. Oh. Murphy! My cat is in my sink. There's nothing in my sink, but my cat is in my sink. He is going to be a little bit talkative, at least at the beginning of this stream, because I was playing with him earlier, and he's like, you're not playing with me anymore. I want to play still. And I'm like, yes, but I'm doing something. As you can tell, as you can tell, he wants attention. Murphy, get out of the sink. He's not gonna listen. He's just gonna sit there. So, what I'm gonna do first, I'm actually gonna turn this down a little bit more. Oh, not that low. I'm gonna turn it down on my end. I did the wrong one. But, first, we're gonna do the essence that I have. It's called Wild Dew Treatment Essence, which is made with lotus and bamboo. And, oh, I should not have shook that. That just made it super fucking bubbly. That's funny. Hey Hex, you know what? What? What do I know? What do you want to tell me? Also, do not shake your essence. That shit's fucking bubbly now. Oh my god. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this on my face. I like to pat this into my skin, so it's gonna sound weird. I promise you, it's not that bad. I got a new phone. Oh, nice! Congrats. Anyways, my headset isn't on, but I can still read the chat. You're just gonna hear me patting this onto my face a bit. It's gonna sound a little weird, but like I said, it's not bad. Because you like to, well, what I like to do is I like to pat it in. Just because rubbing it in just kind of gets its surface base. Patting it makes it a little bit easier for it to sit on. But nice, what kind of phone did you get? I think I got all the essence in. I think. I'm so mad that I shook this, because now it's just super fucking bubbly. Man. It's fine. It'll go back to normal later. My old one was kind of broken twice and getting slow. Had my Galaxy S8 for like 7 years. Oh my god. That's a mood though. Usually I'll keep my phone for like as long as I can. As long as it's not like broken to the point where I can't make phone calls or stuff like that, or if it gets too slow to even do anything. Had my Galaxy S8 for like 7 years. My new one is a Nothing Phone 2. Nothing Phone 2. I'm not sure if you're joking or if that's actually the name of the brand for the phone. I'm like, huh? Alright. And then after I do my essence, I usually like to put on the oils. So it's like the Pure Beam Lux Oil and the Vitamin C Spot Treatment. I put them together and I just kind of rub them in, because with oils, better to rub into your face so it seeps into the pores instead of patting it on. Hi, Murphy. Did you finally decide to leave the sink? Hello. No, the brand is Nothing. Their new model is the Nothing Phone 2. That is a very interesting brand. I've never heard of that. That's why I'm like, I'm like, you're not playing me, right? Like, I'm not getting joked on, right? You're not making a fool out of me, right? I also got the earbuds and the smartwatch. Nice. Alright. And then, after these, I have a night mask that's called Cat's Perfect by Tony Moly. It kind of sounds like, it does sound like it's like you're joking me, like you're pulling my leg, but I'm not. Okay, trust you. All right. So with Tony Moly's, I like Tony Moly stuff so much, but I don't buy enough of it. And honestly, I'm thinking about switching over to their cleansers, their essences, and like their oils and stuff like that too, because as much as I like Peach and Lily and it works well for my skin, it's expensive. Like, getting a new bottle of cleanser at like the big ounces is like almost $30 something. And I'm like, I don't have that kind of money. Like, I'm on my last legs with my current cleanser from Peach and Lily, and I've been dreading trying to buy more because buying like a full cleansing set, which is like cleanser, essence, toner, um, what else? Oils, night cream, and day cream. Like, even without like the mask that you like put on and then wash off, it's so expensive. And I'm like, I don't have that kind of money. I don't. But right now I'm just kind of rubbing everything in. I should have also said, I do have a cat headband for my skincare, which is really nice. It's a black cat headband, which is very funny because Murphy's a black cat. Very ironic that I get a cat headband for keeping my hair back when I'm doing my skincare, and I eventually get a black cat. Oh, okay. I'm gonna take a look at that in just a second. I need to wash my hands because the night mask is still very sticky and it leaves residue on my hands, so I'm gonna go wash my hands real quick. And then we're gonna get started with the game. I know nothing about this game, by the way, so this is gonna be a fun time. Ah. Alright. I washed my hands. Alright. We're gonna take a look at the phone link because I want to see this real quick, and then we're gonna get started. Oh my god. Oh my god, my computer does not want to load stuff today. Oh. Oh! This is an interesting phone. What the heck? I've never seen this before, I'm not even gonna lie. This is really cool looking, but what the heck? Alright. Anyways, we're gonna give this game a go. Because I'm actually very excited. Oh. There's screen flashes. Text speed. Oh, never mind. That made that full screen. Hi, sorry. No. Nope. No full screen. Ah. Help. Oh my god. It's oh no. Ah. There we go. Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness. It was not letting me move anything for a second because it started it started freezing. Alright. I think we're good here. And the backside can light up too. It's adjustable LED lights. Ooh, cool. Alright. Alright, let's get started. I like it. Oh my god, this is in January, good god. It's like 2 weeks ahead, but still. Saturday, wait. Hold up, I'm gonna see, I wanna see something real quick. Is the 28th on a Saturday this year? Is it? Will my calendar open? I wanna see. Fine, I'll use my phone. Wait. I thought I couldn't see myself. Hold up. I'll use my phone. I want to see. Is the 28th on a Saturday this year? It's on a Sunday. Close enough. Cool, though. That's cool. Oh. Here we go. Alright, so. Saturday, January 28th, 9:30 p.m. Corporate Offices HQ. Okay, there we go. Oh! There's a little sprite. 29th is my ADHD appointment, and that's a Monday. Wait, no. Wait, yeah, it is a Monday. Oh, the person's name is Penny. Well, Penny, you've done it again. You've known about this deadline for weeks. And here we are, the weekend before the project is due, having not even started yet. Oh, what a mood. You idiot. What am I going to do now? Miss Whiskey. Huh? Oh, it's Miss Whiskey. She's probably out enjoying herself tonight. As she should. Beep. Hello? Hey, Penny! Sounds like ADHD. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, she's at the club. Sounds like a real party. Miss Whiskey! Where the hell are you? You're missing all the fun. Get your butt down here right now. I'm at the office. I'm still working on the marketing assets for the Zionbot 6000 project. Huh? Penny, you told me you were almost finished. Damn it. How many times have I told you to stop playing with your phone and drawing Super Tiger comics at work? Miss Whiskey, I'm not thinking about this right now. Can't you finish your work tomorrow? It's Saturday night. The deadline's not till Monday anyway. Wait, Miss Whiskey, I really need to... Get over here now, Penny, or you're dead. Shots on me, everyone. Woo! She's like, you have to come here, or else. How fun. Beep. She hung up. Sounds like she's having fun. And drunk. Maybe she's right. I don't get a lot of chances to party with anyone, really. I guess I could just take the night off and enjoy myself a bit, and then finish up tomorrow. I do have a lot of work left to do, though. The thing is, in a situation like this, I would absolutely want to be responsible to stay and finish the work, but I wait till the last minute to do so many things. Good God, the amount of times that I've waited to the last minute to start finishing things, even when I started early, even when I got like a head start and it's like I planned things out and I started things and I was like, okay, this is good. I can give myself a little bit of a leeway and like not have to like rush things or like start everything all at once. And then it came like maybe a couple days before the deadline and I'm like, oh, I'm almost done. Well, I'm not almost done. It's almost the deadline and I'm not done yet. But I wanna... the right thing to do would be to be responsible, stay and finish the work. But also, me when I need to finish my work, but I also want to play League of Legends. I play League of Legends. We're gonna... It's not due till Monday, right? She could work well, If she doesn't get a hangover, she can work Sunday. And then... But there's a lot to do. If there's a lot to do, then... I'll be responsible. Yeah, I would rather be responsible and finish stuff up, because if it's a lot of stuff, then... we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. Because if you don't do at least most of it today and then the rest of it tomorrow, then it's gonna come and bite you in the ass on Monday. Hey, hi, Frav. Hello. It would be irresponsible of me to go clubbing tonight. I'll text Miss Whiskey later and apologize. She'll forgive me. After she sobers up. If she even remembers. Why couldn't I have been this responsible 3 weeks ago? Well, I guess I should get started. What next? Oh. Save. Oh! That's cool. That's cool. How are you both doing today? I'm doing good. I finished up my skincare. And now we're playing Endless Monday, Dreams and Deadlines. And the main character, Penny, is staying on a Saturday to work on the deadline. That it will work on a project that's due on Monday, because she didn't work on it a lot. And now the deadline's on Monday. Which is a mood. Let's think. Oh, think about what to do. Never mind. Okay, that's interesting. So, this is the save file. You can think of what to do next. Action. Okay. I miss skincare ASMR? Yeah, I don't know if it was this, that good this time. Just because I was like... I had to take off my headset because I was like, it's in the way. And you could hear me hitting my headset a little bit. Oh god, did this freeze on me? I think my game froze on me. Oh, I think my computer froze on me. Well, no, it didn't. Oh, OBS froze on me. Oh god. Please tell me you can still hear me. Please. I'm not sure if you can still hear me. It was probably great. Thank you. I hope it was. I do want to figure this out a little bit more. Something froze, that's for sure. Yes, something froze. You can hear me? Okay, at least you can hear me. It's frozen. OBS is frozen, and then the game won't let me do anything either. Like, I can't even move to, like, the game screen. Oh my god, are you serious? Well. I don't want to click and, like, make this worse. Because I'm so scared. OBS haunted? OBS is absolutely haunted. I'm so scared if I click something, it's gonna crash. And then it's just gonna take forever to get this stream back up. Wait. Oh my god, Live 2D froze too. That makes more sense. Oh my god, all of it's frozen. That's so funny that everything else is still oh! We're good. We're good. Oh my god, we made it. We're alive. Holy shit. We're alive. Oh my god. Okay. We are good now. OBS is no longer haunted. I'm free from its shackles. Okay. Yep, we're good now. Action. Okay. So, we're gonna... You need a new PC? My PC is fine. What I need to do is I need to update it because there's an update pending currently. And I also need to... What was it? Defrag. I need to defrag. Because I haven't done that in like, I want to say 1 or 2 months. My PC is fine though. So action. Look at project documentation, doodle a cute picture, look at phone, never mind. We are going to look at the project documentation because we want to actually be productive. Okay. Let's take a look at the project documentation again. Advertising assets for Zeinbach 6000 marketing push. Operations org requires a series of illustrations with uniquely pleasing aesthetics overlaid. Defrag? Yeah, defragmenting. Hold up. I started reading. Yes. Like, I don't know how to explain this, but the PC that I have was given to me by my ex-boyfriend. Like, I didn't make this computer myself, and if I did, it would be a bit different. But, like, one of these days I'll bring up my PC specs. So, one of these days. And then we can look at how it is. Also, sorry for bumping the mic. But it's a good PC, like, it works really, really well. It's just sometimes everything likes to just stop. Alright. Operations org requires a series of illustrations with uniquely pleasing aesthetic overlaid with a variety of inspirational slogans for use in our print and online media advertising campaigns as a part of our broader marketing effort to build brand awareness of the company's new Zeinbot 6000 initiative. Illustrations and slogans should evoke positive emotion and effectively tell a story that will excite and delight prospective customers and the public at large to drive high-quality impressions and click-throughs. And you just got a small upgrade? Well, right now, I can't afford an upgrade for my PC, so I have to work with what I have. Nice! Requirements. Ideally, 6 advertising assets for review and approval at the executive meeting at the end of January. Artwork and a company slogan should reflect the innovative solutions. Services and the personal fulfillment that the Zeinbach 6000 brand represents. Link to product design, samples, schematics here. I can't believe Miss Whiskey convinced me to take on this project. Advertising assets for Zeinbot 6000 marketing push? Come on. Let's take a closer look at the requirements again. The requirements are vague. All I know is that they want advertisement for this Zeinbot 6000 thing. Long story short, I guess the company is making this new product? What even is it? No one told me what it even does. Anyways, I need to make 6 advertisements to promote it with a slogan that excite and delight. Well, it says ideally 6. So maybe I can get away with less. So, these are the engineering schematics for the thing. I'm supposed to promote this. I've been racking my brain, but I've been unable to think of anything exciting or delightful about it. It's so ugly. Honestly, I had a lot of time to work on this, and yet I was so uninspired that I put it off until now. Now it's due in 2 days. Of course I've been telling Miss Whiskey that I was making good progress. She's the one who's supposed to present my work to the executives on Monday for review and approval. Well, maybe she shouldn't have trusted me so much. So, if I have to draw 6 different advertisements, if I finish 3 tonight, and then the remaining 3 tomorrow, then I'm done. Easy. Right? Okay, what now? Hold up. I'll save again. Just in case. Let's do... think about what to do next. Well, now that I'm here, I should probably do something. Like, perform an action of some sort. Things like refreshing my memory about my project and so on. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Oh my god. Okay. So that's what that was about. That's interesting. Doodle a cute picture. Might as well do a warm-up sketch before starting the real work. Okay. A little more. Some color here. Got it. She drew a cat girl. She drew a cat girl. She drew a tiger girl. She's so cute. She says "rar." She's so cute. Safari Tiger Chan. Oh my god. Oh my god. She's so cute. She's a furry. She looks cute. She does look cute. I wish my job could just be drawing Tiger Chan all day. I'd be really good at that. Miss Whiskey gives me grief when I waste time drawing my character Tiger Chan at work. Alright, Blub. See you back in 30 minutes. Well, she has a point, but Tiger Chan keeps me motivated. She's so cute. What next? Good phone? My entire life is on my phone. I can use it for checking my to-do list, calling people, and playing games. Honestly, I've been spending a lot of time on my phone lately. Maybe a little too much? It might be useful to call people and see if I can't get some ideas from them, though. Anyway, I sure hope I don't play phone games all night. I've got work to do. Oh my god. They're my two cats, Trumbles and Sniffs. Oh, cute. She has two kitties. That's so cute. Cool. What a good invention. Well, I guess I really should get started now. I should also probably save my work whenever I can. And if I don't save often, I might have to redo a bunch of work. That would be awful. I do also have an autosave in the first slave slot, though. Might be better than nothing if I forgot to save and have to reload. And I can only ever remember to save when I'm not in the middle of something else. All these late nights are ruining my memory, I guess. I've been feeling so out of it lately. I guess that's why I keep my handy to-do list after all. I'll look at it if I ever forget what I was going to do next. Well, anyway, time to work. They're like, save, bitch. I saved twice already. Oh my god. This game is having a time with my computer. I think it's just having a time in general. I'm speechless. This game feels like me trying to focus on a project when I don't have ever. No, for real though. It's like, oh my god. Whenever I have to try and focus on working on something and I'm like not zoned in on it, it's so rough. It's so rough. It's like I'm like struggling to just pay attention to what I have to do. It makes me want to pull out my hair, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, you already saved. Let's see. Action. I'm dealing with someone at work that is testing my patience. Oh. I'm sorry about that, Frav. I hope that they stop testing your patience. Or I hope that someone else can deal with them soon. Alright, let's start working on the project. Okay, here we go. I have that a lot. I recommend taking a power nap. Listen, if I nap, I'm not doing anything, and then I don't feel productive. And it's rough, because it's like, if I'm not doing something productive, then I'm not doing anything. And then it's like, even if I'm sleeping, I'm still not doing anything. It's very, very rough, honestly. Yeah, I've got nothing. Miss Whiskey always told me to talk it out with a buddy if I was stuck creatively. Too bad there's no one here at the office. Who should I talk with? Power naps are 20 minutes and I get energy and focus. Okay, Frav. I'm so happy and proud of you that you can take a 20-minute nap and you can actually start to focus. If I take a nap, it's gonna turn into a 4-hour nap. I'm going to be asleep for 4 hours if I lay down and try to take a nap. You will not wake me up from that. I will be out cold for 4 hours. And then I will wake up disoriented. I will feel refreshed, but I will have wasted 4 hours sleeping. That is why I don't take naps. I love naps, don't get me wrong. But I sleep for 4 hours. So that's why I can't take them. At least if I have stuff I have to do. And it's not a it's not a power nap. I can't take power naps. If I take a nap, I'm sleeping for hours. It's just a straight on nap or me just going to bed at that point. We're gonna try talking with the death succulent first. Sleeping's not a waste. You rest at least. That's true, but it's like if I'm doing something, then I feel like I'm wasting my time. Even if I'm not, I feel like it. We're gonna talk to a succulent first before we try to call someone, because if we get on our phone, then we're gonna get distracted. Wait, it has googly eyes. Look at it. The succulent has googly eyes. Oh my god. Take a hot shower without music or videos. Just your thoughts? I do that most of the time. That's actually how I get a lot of my better ideas. I like to take hot showers to help me think too. That is something that I do whenever I do feel stuck in a rut. I'll like just take a shower and I'll relax for a little bit. Unfortunately, it makes me sleepy. But it is a good way to just kind of gather your thoughts in like one spot. And also you get clean. Might as well talk to... Why does she call it Lil Suck? I hate that, actually. Penny, what is your nickname for this thing? I am not calling it that. I am not calling it that. You can't make me. So, what do you think? Those are my restarting things I can do. I think taking a hot shower is a good way to just kind of restart your mindset, because it's like, okay, nothing can really distract you. You're just kind of like relaxing. What I usually do is I actually get my best ideas while I'm washing my hair in the shower. It's actually really, really nice because I'm like usually brushing my hair and I'm just thinking about stuff. It helps. It really, really does help. 1 second. I have to drink water. Yeah, I know. I should have started earlier. I could have told you that much. But I've just been so uninspired. I'm not even in advertising. Why did I agree to do this? Yeah. I know it's just a job. But I still have standards for the things I make, you know? And I can't disappoint her. The funny thing is that those two things are my solution to almost everything. That's good. I think it's good to have just some sort of way to reset yourself in a sense. Taking a hot shower is not my solution to everything, but sometimes it does help. Other times when I can't find a solution, I'll just sit on it for a bit, and if I can't come up with anything within the hour, I'll just take a nap and I'll come back to it later. Which is not always very helpful, considering if it's on a time limit, then I'm like, but I usually will just lay down. And after I lay down, I'll feel a bit better, and I'll be able to, like, go about stuff a bit easier. Because it can be a little bit rough. You're right. I can probably find some inspiration around here somewhere. If I'm inspired to make something, I could come right back to my desk and draw it out. I just need to get some ideas down, and I can worry about how good they are later. Time limit things? Yes, those are rough. Yeah. That's why I'm like, it sucks. It sucks when it's like a time limit thing. Yay! The little succulent helped out. So, ideally you don't get yourself into those situations. I mean, I want to say 90% of the time I don't have situations where I'm on a time limit with things. The other 10% of the time are sometimes it has to do with work, other times it does have to do with projects that I've dedicated myself to. Which is unfortunate, but most of the time if I'm dedicating myself to a project, then I am interested in it, and it's a lot easier to find motivation. It's just the act of me trying to like plan things out and then get started on it, because I can plan things to the moon and back. It's the starting steps that are difficult for me for sometimes. This plant in the game reminded me that I can't wait to buy a lot of googly eyes. I like googly eyes. I think they're just silly. They're very, very silly. I love them a lot. So, how have you been lately? Why are you asking a succulent how it's been? Well, I think that was kind of helpful. I guess. Could also try calling someone, or maybe I just need to get up and move around a bit. We are not gonna call someone, not yet. We're gonna move. Take a walk around the office. Love your work, we're family. Oh my god. That sounds about right. Office is really quiet. It's kind of creepy. Okay, what now? Move. Go to the break room. Oh my god. This game is like struggling. Hey, Murphy. Yeah, this game is struggling. It is not having its greatest time. Like, the music even stopped. Holy shit. Help, please. It's struggling so bad. There's an interesting podcast about work environments and those kind of things. Huh. Okay. I think. Oh. Oh. I fucking. My mod view is like lagging now. My goodness. And before my computer decides, hey, we're about to crash the entire thing and stop your stream. Like almost an hour in. Hold up. That was me knocking on wood, which is my desk. I'm trying not to jinx myself, but we'll see. Like, everything points out that you will be happier if you can create genuine friends at work. I think it is good to have friends at work that are specifically work friends and not like friends that you work with. I say this because I've had friends at work and I've also had work friends. And people also hate those work friendly events. Like, okay, this is what I kind of think because I've worked in a kind of environment similar to this since this is frozen for the time being and I'm just waiting for it to unfreeze. I like the idea of work friendly events, but I don't like when it's combined with team building because it's good to have events where you can actually be friendly with your coworkers in a sense where it's like we're not in the work office, you're able to kind of show a little bit more of your personality rather than what is kind of mandated for on floor behavior or corporate behavior in a sense. I think that's cool when you're able to actually just kind of like relax a little bit, have a bit of fun, not have to worry about like, oh, I can't say this because I'll get written up for this, or I can't do that because it's like against the policy of work or whatever and stuff like that. Isn't that the same? It's different. When it comes to like team building stuff, it's like, oh god. Oh god, it unfroze. Okay, there we go. Like, work events are stuff that it's like, oh, you have to go to, or at least team building events are stuff that you have to go to. Like, everyone is kind of required to go because it's a team building event. If you're not a part of the team, then you're required to be there. if it's a like friendly work event where it's more open with those you work with. Yes, events where it's more open with those you work with. Like, say for instance, it's not a team building event, but it's like, hey, you're welcome to go bowling with the rest of your coworkers and stuff like that. It's going to be on the company. We'll be having drinks and stuff like that. If you don't want to play, you don't have to. You can hang out and stuff. It's sort of like everyone is invited to come and you're welcome to participate, but you don't have to. But it's something that the company is like saying, hey, we want you to at least enjoy this, rather than going and having a team building event and like trying to make your teamwork with your coworkers a bit more uh easier, so that way it transfers over to the workspace. Because events like that, it's like kind of rough, because it's like, oh, well, now I have to do this. This is now something that is required, rather than it being something that is optional. And it's like, oh, okay, this is nice. This is fun. This is a silly little time, and you just get to kind of talk about stuff with people that you are enjoying your time with. Because most of the time, it's like, okay, work events, it's fine. Is like team building events, it's fine. I'll go because I'm obligated to, and most of the time you're usually paid for your time that's there, because it's like off your hours, but you might as well be paid for doing something that is work related. Yeah, it's obligation, not an opportunity. Exactly. That's why I like little work events where people are welcome to join but not required, rather than team building. Because in that sense, that's when you actually start building friends that you're working with, rather than friends that are, well, this is how you build friends that are at work rather than friends that you are working with, because now you have become closer to your friends at work, and you have now like established, like, yeah, we're chill, we're having a great time, we're enjoying all of this. Also, this game really does keep like not pausing but freezing, and I'm like, my god. And the thing is, it's like my connection with OBS is fine, my connection with the internet is fine. It's literally just the game. Here they don't care, at least in my department. I mean, it also depends on the workspace that you're in, because um my last job, we had a team building event. It was actually my last event that I did with my coworkers, and it was bowling. And it was fun, but it's like it felt required, because like a lot of people didn't show up just because they didn't have the availability to, but it felt required. And this is also from a place that's open like every single day. Like, it was open literally every single day. So it's like the people that weren't able to join were people that were literally working their shift before the little meeting started, well, little get together started and stuff like that. I also work alone, so I guess I don't need to deal with coworkers. That's also true. Because, like, if you're working, like, remotely and stuff like that, then you don't really need a team building event. Because it's like, if you have an issue with someone, then it's just like, okay, I'm just only going to be speak on grounds when it comes to, like, necessary things. I don't know. I think about it a lot. But that's also just because I've been working since I was 19, so it's like, things to think about. All right, I'll voice. I just realized I haven't read this line, even though it's been on it for like a minute. Give me a second. Time to take a break in the break room. And I want this thing to unfreeze so bad. Like, I feel like I'm gonna have to pull up Task Manager. I'm not gonna lie. Because it's just, it does not want to work. I don't know. Oh, I accidentally minimized OBS. Oh, oh, oh. We're good. Never mind. Hex, what a productive bat. Listen, I'm not a bat. I am productive, but I'm not a bat. Hmm. How long has that coffee been there? I wonder what's making it. I need to update my computer. Like, it literally says, your device needs to restart to install this update. Select the time to restart. And I'm like, I'm in the middle of streaming. It was like this like 10 minutes before I started my stream too. It's like, hey, do you want to update your computer? I'm like, no. Because you're going to take a half hour to update. It doesn't smell too bad. Looks like there's no mold. And I could really use some caffeine about now. I'm saving. Because this thing is rough. Background Windows update. Yeah, they bork everything. Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, please. Coffee will help with work. Drink the coffee. Yes, we're gonna drink coffee. Bad idea, because it's 9:30 p.m., but we're gonna drink coffee. Yeah, it's probably fine. I like my coffee cold anyway. I'll just pour myself a cup. Love your Joe as much as you love coffee. See? Looks and smells totally normal. Nothing like a cup of cold coffee to perk you right up. Yay, coffee. Yeah, that's the stuff. Oh. I don't think I should have done that. Oh no. Oh no, the coffee was bad. Yeah, that's not agreeing with me. Penny, you idiot. Uh-oh, did I black out? No! Monday, January 25th, 11:30 a.m. Corporate Office HQ. 2 years ago. Coffee is a superpower, but not drink too much. If not, it will only be addiction. The funniest thing is, I don't like coffee. How did they notice the coffee was bad? After you drink coffee, it just does not sit well. Like, you will know when coffee is bad. It just does not sit well in your stomach. Oh, how didn't they? How how did they not notice coffee was bad? Sometimes coffee can smell fine, but once you taste it, it's like, oh. Oh. I've had a bad cup of coffee before. It was not fun. Well, it's my first day at work. Pretty sure I'm on the right floor. Oh, ooh, cute. Who is this? This is cute. Ah. Hello? Newbie? Yes. It just started today. My name is Penny. What? What? I don't think you're one of mine. There are cute anime girls in this game. I don't know what to tell you. This game is a cute game with anime girls in it. Anyways, I'm busy. Oh. Not the art style I was expecting? Really? I'm conducting a performance review today, you see. Oh. Okay. Nice meeting you. Oh. They all left. Well, that was somewhat terrifying. Hey, Penny. Oh. Miss Whiskey. You made it! Glad you found us okay. How was orientation? Feeling indoctrinated yet? Yeah, it was something. I never had to memorize and chant a Pledge of Allegiance for a company before. Yeah, it's all the same everywhere. We are one company! We are our family! We are improving the world! And so on. Anyways, I called in some favors to get you on my team. You better not screw this up. My reputation's on the line here. Yes, thank you. I'll do my best. Good. Well, I'll show you around. This is where the creative organization works. That's you. Creative. We share a floor with the operations organization. Their work is completely different from ours, but I like to go drinking with them during company dinners. Crafting collaboration and all that, for what it's worth. Look, there's Sky and Hana from operations. Hi, Sky and Hana. Ugh, my voice cracked. Hi, I'm Penny. It's nice to meet you. Hi. A lively bunch. I can hear them arguing from across the building all the time. Not to mention, their boss is kind of scary. Oh. Anyway, that's not our problem. Blythe might be intimidating, but she's not in our org. Completely harmless for our team, anyway. Not so much for our friends in operations, though. Blythe. I wonder. I think I may have met her earlier in her entourage. And I think she had a knife. Yep, that's Blythe for you. And that's normal? What have I gotten myself into? Anyway, here's your desk. Close to the window, right next to me. Pretty good view, huh? Oh. I clicked into OBS instead of in the game. Yeah, that's great. Time to call HR. She is HR. Plot twist, she is HR. Really nice screen tablet setup too. We want you to be doing your best work here after all. I got you a little something too. A desk warming gift for starting your new job. It's a succulent. Just water it once every 2 weeks or so. Frick, we are doomed. And watch it grow, like your illustrious career. Aww, it's so cute. I'll treasure it forever. Yeah, it can keep you company when I'm not around. Well, that's it for this area, I guess. I do have a few minutes before I have to go to my next meeting if you want to just talk for a little bit. Oh, hold up, save. Okay. Just in case this was just in case the coffee was a mistake, I'm saving this. It's like when they gave the Secretary of State role to Stalin. You never give personal management to the psycho. Good God. You never give personal management to someone who does not deserve it. What to do? I saved. No. Endless Monday on a Friday night day. Exactly. Except it's Thursday for me, so it's Endless Monday on a Thursday night. We love to see it. We'll talk. Yeah, let's talk. Operations organization. Let's ask about that. Also, hi Quo. Hello. So, what's up with the operations organization? Besides them sharing the floor with us? Not much. They do operations stuff. I'm actually not sure what that means either. I think it's related to the tech stuff side of things. All this talk about coffee, I'm gonna go get some BRB. Alright. Also, thank you for the hydrate, Kimia. Yellow Hex. Hi, Quo. Hydrate time. Thank you for the hydrate as well, Crow. I have to get my other water bottle. I have to get my non-flavored water. Ugh. Oh god. I'm sorry if you heard that. Hi, Murphy. My cat Murphy is just looking at me from his cat tree. He's like, hello. Alright. Hydrated. I think it's related to the tech side of things. Okay, I did read that. We do work with them on specific projects, though. We do work with them sometimes on specific projects, though. Judging by how much Sky and Hana are yelling at each other, it must be pretty intense work. More importantly, I like drinking with them during company dinners. Sky can really hold her liquor. What about that scary boss lady and her scary guards? Oh, Blythe. She's the vice president of operations. I guess she is a little high up to be hanging out on the floor with us grunts, though. I should probably just keep my head down. Oh, don't worry about her. She's nowhere near our organization chart. She can't hurt you. I bet her knife can, though. She'll have to go through me first. Aww, my hero. What do we do here? So, what do we do here exactly? We deliver services and solutions. We inspire and empower our clients and customers. We make the world a better place. How's that for an answer? Yeah, I learned all that at orientation. But I kind of wanted to know more about us, the creative organization. It's just like it says in the name. We do all the creative work for the company. Product design, branding, developing content, and illustrations and video for internal and external messaging, social media, campaigns. So my workplace has like some fruit in all the break spaces. Ooh, free fruit? Free fruit? Nice. Free fruit. And so on. And this week, for some reason, they put carrots without a peel. First off, they put like full carrots, like fully grown carrots. Why would they put fully grown carrots? Why don't they bring baby carrots? Because those are peeled and they're small and they're snack size. I'm trying to figure out the logic. I'm trying to figure out why would they just bring like a giant carrot? That's my question. Because baby carrots aren't baby carrots, but they're like carrots that's been peeled and cut, which are easier for snack size. Also, is carrot... I'm not gonna ask it. Never mind. Never mind. If I ask it, I'm gonna get flamed. Never mind. Never mind. It's fine. We're divided up into smaller teams that focus on particular areas. You're doing illustrations for internal communications. They are medium-sized if it helps. I guess it helps, but it's like, I still think that they should have just brought baby carrots because you could just like dip those in ranch and eat them that way. Go ask. No, I'm not gonna ask it. If I ask it now, I know for a fact that I'm gonna get flamed. I'll ask it when I'm done with this game. Before I leave, I'll ask it. You cannot tease me like that. Watch me. What does that mean? Okay. It's a cushy gig. Low pressure and you get to do what you love. Drawing. Cool. I'm pretty excited to get started. I'll figure it out as I go along, I guess. I know you'll do great. Alright, I think we're good here. Snap out of it. I keep thinking I'm supposed to be somewhere else. Should I stay or should I go? We're gonna return to the present. Let's go. Snap out of it. You drank some bad coffee. Get your life together. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up, wake up. Whoa. That was some strong coffee. The other thing added new was ginger, but I understand. But that I understand. Oh, nice! Ginger's good. Okay. We're gonna save here. Back to Saturday. Think. No. Action. Take another sip of coffee. Now snap back. I mean, if I take another sip of coffee, I could. It's like snap out of it. No, go back. I already saved. Let's think about Miss Whiskey. Miss Whiskey. She got me into this company years ago. She was an upperclassman at the university we both went to. And we were in a few clubs together. I'm always thankful, but she's always had such high standards. I don't know what she saw in me, to be honest. Alright. Can't think anymore. No more coffee. Let's go back to the office area. Let's go back to the creepy office area at night. Still too quiet. Still kind of creepy. Let's think of the office. I've never really explored the office that much before. I normally just stay at my desk or the break room. And the meeting room for meetings too, I guess. It might be a good chance just to look around the place since no one's here. Maybe I'll find something interesting too. Take a look around. floor is where the creative team works. I remember when I first joined the team a couple years ago. The office seemed so unfamiliar and new. I don't think I've really explored this place that much, though. I spent most of my time at my desk. It's really got a different atmosphere when no one's here. It's dark and spooky. All the different areas of the office go through this main desk area. There's normally a lot of traffic going through here. We share the floor with part of the operations team. I'm still not sure what they do, though. So from here, I can go to the break room and meeting room. There's also a nice view outside the windows. What's that mysterious hallway? I don't think I've been there before. It must be an operations team area. Well, I guess I could wander around the different areas to see if I can't get some inspiration for my project. If sitting at my desk and staring at my screen doesn't work out, of course. Okay. Totally not related with anything I said. I don't recommend peering a carrot with a serrated knife. I would hope not. Also, I hope you are okay. Do not hurt yourself. It is not worth... A carrot worth eating is not worth hurting yourself over, by the way. If you didn't know. Okay. So, we have a couple places to go. I think I'm gonna check out the window. We went to the break room. So we're not going to the break room. We'll check out the window, check out the meeting room, and then check out the mysterious hallway. Good God. I've done this with potatoes. Does not work out. Oh my God. Why have you peeled potatoes with a serrated knife? Also, thank you for the first time chat. Why are y'all like this? Why do y'all do this to yourselves? Oh my goodness. I'm okay, don't worry. I know how to use knives safely. Okay. I don't entirely trust you, but okay. I did it outside for myself. Okay, okay, now I trust you. Now that you said that, I trust you a little bit more with that. I wanted mashed potato. You can have mashed potatoes with the skin. Mashed potatoes with the skin. Come on. Can you blame a man for craving the potatoes? I cannot. I cannot. Potatoes are very good. I understand. I have also accidentally, like, almost cut myself trying to peel potatoes with a potato peeler. It's a fun time. It is not a very easy time, but it is a fun time. All right. We're gonna look out the windows first. Let's see if we can get inspiration there. I wish you guys could see the little sprite that's walking. I will kill a man for a good potato. Right? Potatoes are... Good potato are very good. Mashed potatoes with the skin sounds like a sin against whatever holy powers there may be. It's not bad! I promise you. It's not bad. Also, Mel Marie, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Cove. Sit back, relax, and introduce yourself to the bats. I hope you're having a good day or night today. Oh, shit. Oh. Also, the notification is going to pop up a little bit later. I'm pretty sure my alerts are kind of borked right now. Yeah, it's going to pop up a little bit later. Don't mind it. Alright. Hi friends, I'm Mel. I use they them pronouns. Yeah! Thank you for coming in, Mel. Wow. never really paid attention to the view outside from here. The city skyline really is quite beautiful at night. Look at all those offices with their lights on. I've always wondered who was working in those buildings so late at night. I guess I know now. They're all people like me. I feel like the member of some kind of exclusive club. When I moved here to the big city, I had all of these plans and dreams. I was gonna join a big studio, succeed in my career, maybe start my own creative business. And now, I'm working over the weekend making marketing illustrations about some weird robot I don't know anything about. And I'm about to disappoint Miss Whiskey yet again. What am I even doing here? I feel like I'm just spinning around in circles. Man, what a mood. Looking out at night, looking over this fucking city skyline, and you're just like, what the fuck am I doing here? What a mood. It's like, damn, what am I doing with my life? Nothing. Did that star just light up? It did just light up. Oh my god. There are so many people out there in the city. I wonder what they're all doing. I guess they're just living their own lives. No one out there knows I'm behind on my work. No one cares. Everyone has their own things they're dealing with. Their own dreams and hopes. And projects and deadlines. We're all just trying to get by, I suppose. What's with that green sparkle in the sky? Huh? Is it getting closer? Well, it's coming straight towards me. Help! Ah! I can't scream. Oh god, are we getting hit with a meteor? Oh god. Ow. My head. Thanks for screaming, Crow. I appreciate it. What happened? Where am I? Wait, they're cute. Oh, wait, they're cute. Oh, wait, they're cute. They're cute. I love them. Am I dead? Oh my god. That coffee was really, really bad. I don't think it's the coffee anymore. I think we had our coffee episode enough in the break room. I think this is just being a little bit delulu. My teeth look like that? Ooh, sharp teeth. You gotta love the chompers. Huh? You did not see that. You did not see me right-click that. Oh god. Help. I cannot decipher what you're saying. Serrated teeth, my fave. Good chompers. Serrated teeth are good chompers. Oh my god. I wish I could scream at this time, but it's like 11 right now. So, please appreciate the best stage scream that I could do. Huh? Get yourself together, Penny. Say something. What's going on? I can't understand. Oh my god, Penny. Please. What's going on? I can't understand your language. Are you an alien? Are we in space? Is this a spaceship? Do a whisper scream? Those are funny. I can try. Am I dead? Click. Oh, cute! The little dots. Hetty has never met someone who doesn't speak English. This just in. Yeah, actually. It's giving only. Everyone has only spoke English around her. Alright, I'm gonna try to do another voice for this. Give me a second. My apologies. It seems I have neglected to enable my robo-translation robo-module. Greetings. I'm Kini, Androidian ambassador to your planet Sol 3. You are currently a passenger on my robo-spacefaring robo-vessel. You're on geosynchronous robo-orbit, 30,000 robo-meters above your atmosphere. You can't be serious. Please do not worry. This is a friendly visit. I am tasked by the Androidian Leadership Cluster to establish and maintain a diplomatic relations with your so-called Earth government. Diplomatic relations? Earth government? Correct. However, it has indeed been difficult to determine, let alone locate, the primary center of the planetary governing body for Sol 3. Alas, my search has been in vain. Oh, I just realized my head was tilting to the time the entire time. I mean, I see this as a complete upgrade for her previous position. I mean, yeah. She was sitting, staring at the window, contemplating her life and her life choices because of, work. But I would be stressed about it too if I was just thinking, how am I gonna finish my job, and then all of a sudden I'm above Earth in a spaceship. I'd be a little stressed about it, not gonna lie. Excuse me. This is a lot to take in. I just got beamed aboard a spaceship, and now alien android is talking to me about space diplomacy? Why did she choose me for her diplomatic mission? How often does something like this happen? Maybe this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? Alright. Third new save. My god. My god. How does this happen? How does this happen? Just how does this happen? My goodness. We'll talk. Claim to be the president of Earth. I'm absolutely sure that if you claim to be the president of Earth, they're gonna be like, why is the president of Earth trying to draw for marketing? Why is the president of Earth trying to draw for marketing? Good question. What do you need me for? Okay, so where do I come in? Do it. I'll do it after this. President Penny. I'll do it after this one. Because there is an autosave feature, so if anything, if it won't let me like go back and choose it, I'll at least go to the autosave and choose this one. I've been flying from settlement to settlement to no avail. It is now solar day 63 since I have started my mission on this planet. It is inconceivable, but I am beginning to feel that the Androidian leader cluster may have made an error about the strategic value of establishing a diplomatic presence here. I don't have time for this. My deadline. I think we started going this route the moment Penny drew the Safari Tiger Girl. Okay. You know what? I think you might have a point. The moment she drew a tiger girl, I think we were heading this way. Alright. Yeah, sure, that's cool, but what does that have to do with me? I'm just a normal office worker. Oh. We might not be able to choose President, Penny. We might have to actually go back for it. I'm not a big shot or anything. Why did you abduct me into your spacecraft? Abduct? Curious. This is not an abduction. If you were, you would be in our robostasis robochamber per our interplanetary abduction process. Okay. I mean, still, you must have a reason for choosing me in particular? Big shot. Big shot? You mean the theme from Deltarune? The big shot theme from Deltarune? Sorry, I was drinking water. Am I gifted somehow? I scanned the local area with my robo-activity robo-detector. They said you're not busy doing shit. They said you're not busy doing shit. Oh my god. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's so fucked up. Oh my god. It indicated that you are not currently occupied with any high priority tasks. Hey! I was busy. Busy looking out a window. I guess she's not wrong. I mean, they're right. Yeah, exactly. That's fucked up. What a scary technology. Give up earthly possessions and join Kimi's quest. Alright, I'm actually gonna ask you guys, should we do 1 or 2? I want to do 2. But I feel like 1 is probably the one that we want to do. If we want to at least get to, like, a somewhat coherent ending, I'm thinking we should probably do 1. But give up all earthly possessions and join Kini's quest. Like, look at them! The eyes, the hair, the chompers. Give up earthly possessions? Alright. I'm glad we're kind of on the same wavelength. To 100%. Okay. Yeah, we're all just kind of like, yeah, we're gonna give up our earthly possessions here. How many chances will this will I get? I just can't take this project anymore. Kini, take me with you. I can be useful. I can be your guide to Earth locations and culture. I'm prepared to forego all my earthly possessions and commit myself fully to your cause. Please. I'm already well acquainted with Earth locations and culture via the Androidian data links. Earth is over the moment we met Kini, honestly. Oh. Kitty is savage. Kitty is savage. I love this. I love them. Kitty is savage. This is so good. This is so good. This is like perfect. I'm enjoying this. I have no need for a primitive organic guide such as yourself. Aww. Guess I'll have to finish my project after all. In any case, it is quite troublesome to admit to a lower life form such as yourself. But during the course of my search, I've nearly depleted my personal energy reserves. Thus, I must robo-refuel my robo-body. Oh. She's just hungry. That's pretty cute. I hope. How exactly do you robo-refuel? My robo blah 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 blah. My robo metabolization robo molecule words. Jesus Christ. Has been calibrated for local fuel sources. I believe you call such fuel sources burgers. She wants a burger. She wants a burger. What a mood. Burger sounds good right now. Robopolycule. Is that what you're trying to be a part of, Crow? Oh. I would like your assistance in locating a refueling station that dispenses these so-called burgers. Always. I knew it. What is the difference between robo-refuel and just to refuel? She's a robotic alien, so she has to refuel in a robot way, and then refueling is just like if you're filling up a car into refueling. I'm back. Welcome back, Blub. Welcome back. She wants burgers. You gotta help her find. We gotta help her find burgers, y'all. You gotta get her burgers. I did not expect that. Wait. What was all that talk about knowing everything from the Androidian data links? Heh. Maybe she was just acting tough. Are you finding something amusing? Oy. Voice crack. No. Don't worry about it. Actually, I'm pretty hungry too. And I know a good place that's open late tonight. We're getting burgers with the alien robot lead. Oh! This is so cute. Look at this. This is so cute. We went to my favorite local burger place and had a nice burger meal together. We talked about our different cultures. We had a lot more in common than I expected. It turns out, even in space, everyone's just working for a living. I admitted that I was way behind on my deadlines. She seemed to understand. I wished her luck with her mission. As a token of her appreciation, Kini sent me through a time portal to the past. That way I could work on my project while I still had lots of time left. Thank you, Kini, for the second chance. I'll make sure to use this gift of time wisely. We went back in time. Nice. And that's the story about how I met Kini, the space android. But I didn't use my gift of time wisely. And I'm sitting at my desk the weekend before my project is due, thinking about how I was sent back in time and still didn't finish it yet. Oh, oh, oh my god, that's a fucking mood. Oh, that's such a mood. Getting sent back in time and still not using the time properly. Oh my god. Oh my god, what a mood. That's fucking rough. That's fucking rough. Dang it. That gives me an idea. Yeah, I think I'm feeling inspired. Time to draw. And they use it to manage to finish a work at a deadline. That's mood. I'm beginning to think that Penny might be the problem. The problem is being uninspired, because tell me of a time where you've had to work on something that was mandatory, but you felt really, really unmotivated to, and you waited until like close to the last minute to try and finish it. Because that's happened to me multiple times. Because it's like, if I can't get into it, it's hard to like do anything, because you don't feel the passion in it. If you don't feel like the energy for it, you're just like, well, I can put it off until I feel like doing it. Or I'm like, oh, I have an idea for it. And that ends up being hours, days, weeks, months. And then the time for it to be done suddenly sneaks up on you and you're like, fuck, I just wasted all that time. But it's like, it's hard to get into it if you don't like feel a spark with it. If there's not like some sort of like click immediately. Well, not even immediately. If there's no click at any point in time, then it's just going to be difficult to do. Almost all the time, I do many things without motivation. I'm happy for you. I cannot relate. The only time I can do things without motivation is for my work, and that is because it is not a creative process. If my job had to do things, well, if my job had to be more creative, or at least it was more creative focused, I would have a very hard time doing it, which is why a lot of the stuff that I do is just kind of for me and not to kind of profit off of it. If not, you would never do it. I mean, there's a lot of things that I still get to very late, but they don't have time limits. Like, I don't feel a lot of motivation for many things, and I still end up doing them. It just takes a lot longer than usual. But like I said, no time limit. Okay. A little more. Today my goal at work is to not fall asleep at my only meeting. Good luck. Stay awake. No sleepy. More color here. Got it. Oh, cool. Flight to the Stars with Zionbot 6000. Yeah. Look at him fly. Pretty cool. Space final.psd. This is a mood. This is a big mood. Nice. I have one project file done. But I want to take a nap. I woke up 3 hours earlier than I usually do. I mean, you could go and lay back down. That PSD. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Me and my art files. I mean, I understand your point. I just don't think it's reasonable to work when you feel motivated when that in itself is not a reliable thing. Yeah, understandable. It's just like, I feel like it's a lot more difficult when it comes to at least working, when it comes to it being a creative process. Especially when it's something that is obligated and it's creative, and you have to actually you have to express something that is, well, you have to give a sort of expression, and you have to like put all of your energy into it in a sense. Because if you're doing something art related for a job, and they want you to be they want a certain expression for it, and you have to kind of go off of what they're giving you, and it's not very, not concrete. Well, it doesn't have to be concrete, but it's not clear enough to give you a kind of guideline, but it's broad enough to where it's like, oh, this can mean literally everything and anything. Then it's a little bit more difficult. And it's like, if you're giving me this kind of interpretation, then if what I do doesn't live up to your standard for it, then I'm gonna get in trouble, because they're like, we want you to interpret this in my way. But that itself is like an entire thing. Like, there's a lot of stages to it, because yes, it's not reliable to work when you only feel motivated, but also it's very hard to work on stuff when you're feeling dismotivated and dismayed, in a sense. And so trying to force yourself to do that can be very difficult, because then it's like, well, now I'm outputting work that I don't feel proud of, because now I kind of feel forced to do this, and it doesn't kind of reflect the quality that I want it to have, or the quality that's expected, you know? But there's a lot of ways, not around it, but there's a lot of ways that this can be like thought about, but also processed, in a sense. I can't believe I was actually... It would be hard, that is for sure. Yeah, exactly. It's a very difficult thing. It's like, there's a very difficult balance. Which is why everyone that like does art and a lot of creative things for work for a living, I'm like, damn. I try to think of myself in that position, and I want... One of these days, I do want to be able to create art as... Not as a career, but more so as just something that I can like enjoy, but also occasionally make like a small profit off of, like maybe like $10 at a time or something like that. I would love to do that, but it's taxing on me, because I have the mental gymnastics I have to do, the mental gymnastics I have to go through just to do things for like someone else, and like be like, oh, this is how they're gonna want that and stuff like that. It's very difficult. It's a lot. Like, my brain does not work right already, but the mental gymnastics that I go through for that kind of stuff is also insane. I think the only thing that I could probably do when it comes to that front is live 2D, and that's because there is a very clear expectation, and there's also very clear and cut guidelines that is given to you by clients and stuff like that. But that's going into a different medium of art as well. But that's enough about me going like, yeah, brain hurt, brain difficult. I can't believe I was actually beamed on board a spaceship those many months ago. I wonder how Kini is doing. No, wait a minute. She gave me her phone number. I should be able to call her now. I'll have to remember to do that at some point. Anyway. I'm back to where I started. At least I'm a little better off now than I was the last time I was here. Oh. Ah, fuck. Miss Whiskey, she's calling again. Huh? Oh. It's Miss Whiskey. She's probably out enjoying herself tonight, as she should. Wait a minute. Beep. Hello? Oh, this is a deja vu. Oh, we got the phone number for the cute future robot alien. Yeah, we did get her number. That makes me happy. She's our friend. Hey, Penny. Oh, this is like, oh. This is not deja vu. This is just a loop. Oh my god. This is it. This is interesting. I like it. She's at the club. Sounds like a real party, just like before. Miss Whiskey. Where the hell are you? You're missing all the fun. Get your butt down here, right now. I'm at the office. We did go to the past. We did. I was like, wait, this is like a loop. And I like it. I like this. This is very interesting. I'm still working on the marketing assets for the Signbot 6000 project. Huh? Penny, you told me you were almost finished. Damn it. How many times have I told you to stop playing with your phone and drawing stupid tiger comics at work? Miss Whiskey, I'm not thinking about this right now. Can't you finish your work tomorrow? It's Saturday night. The deadline's not till Monday anyway. Wait, Miss Whiskey, I really need to... Get over here now, Penny, or you're dead. Shots on me, everyone. Woo! Beep. She hung up. Oh, wait, she called twice. Oh, okay. So this is just the second time she called. It wasn't a loop. She just called again. I guess I did get one more sketch done since the last time she called. Maybe I could just take the night off and enjoy myself a bit? And then finish up tomorrow? I do have a lot of work left to do, though. Ah! I know. We've only done one sketch out of 3 that needs to at least be done. Maybe one more? If we finish 2, we can do 4 in one day, maybe. So... Murphy is just staring at me. I, like, looked over and he's staring straight at me. He is like, why are you talking so loud? Oh, no. No. Not exit. I mean, she told you she would kill you. She didn't say she would kill me. She just said you're dead. That doesn't mean that she's gonna kill me. It means I'm dead to her. I think we'll try to do 1 more and then go to the club. Because if we can do 4 in one day, then we should be fine. We're gonna try to do 1 more. And then if she calls again, then we'll go. Oh, that is worse. Good point. Yeah, see? It will be irresponsible of me to go clubbing tonight. I'll text Miss Whiskey later and apologize. Again. She'll forgive me. After she sobers up. If she even remembers. Alright. Oh, ate a burger! I got an achievement called Ate a Burger. I love that. Okay, we're gonna save. We'll save here. Because that's space, long ago, break room. Okay. Let's think. Damn, I kind of feel like breakfast. You should get breakfast then. Ooh, to-do list. Okay. Rest eyes. No. Wait. Oh, my to-do list is on my phone. Yeah, eat breakfast for me and Frav. I can't eat breakfast right now. Alright, let's look at my phone. It's my to-do list, calendar, settings. Oh, nice. Okay. My favorite mobile game. I mustn't lose track of time if I play. Wait, look, she's so cute though. Penny is so cute. Yeah, but I would need to get out of my comfy chair. But listen, hungry, yummy food, yummy food. My work email. I haven't been able to log in for weeks. To-do list. Whoopsie daisy. Oh, that sucks. Penny is adorable. Yeah, she's so cute. Looks like my weekend is all booked up. Let's look at the to-do list. Oh. Hey, I made some progress. Walk, find an inspiration in office, one more drawing. Office. Okay. Draw advertisement number 2. Draw number 3. Let's try. I guess we can call Keeney. Miss Whiskey, Sky, Anna, Mom. Oh, we could call Mom. Alright, we're gonna call my android friend. Her abilities might come in handy someday. Call Kiki. Keeney, not Kiki. Yeah, I'm gonna call Keeney. I want to call her. I want to see how she's doing. Oh yeah, Keeney gave me her contact info. Guess I can call her spaceship with my phone. Their android technology sure is something. I'll give her a ring. Beep. Hmm? Hello? Greetings, Earth Penny. Keeney, hi. It's been a long time? It indeed has been some months since we have last met. However, we Androidians are not concerned with such trivialities such as time. Oh, okay. This is because we have mastered the science of robotime robo-manipulation. Yeah, that's how you sent me back in time after we had burgers. Thanks again, by the way. Indeed. That's interesting. My robo-activity robo-detector indicates that you are presently in your office building. Were you not supposed to be relaxing at your place of residence at this time with all your projects completed? She's like, you didn't do shit, did you? That's so funny. This is quite vexing, but not entirely unexpected, given your primitive organic species' propensity for idleness. She is roasting her. She is just like, damn, you haven't done shit. What a mood, though. Does she think that I'm the sole representative of the entire human species? However, as a token of our continued friendship, I am prepared to transport you back in time at any point should you wish. Oh, cool. Indeed. Just open another transmission with me should you need my abilities. It is resource intensive, however, so you may want to save it for a time when you have developed your life experience and wisdom. Yeah, okay. I'll call you if I need to go back in time again. I feel like I just got access to an amazing power. May I assist with anything at this time? If not, I must attend to some high priority tasks. Yeah, I guess I should get going too. Bye! And thanks again. I am robo happy to be of robo service, Earth Penny. Farewell. Oh, that's sweet though. She's like, yeah, just ask if you need to be transported back in time. That's sweet. One second, my cat has just disappeared. Oh, okay. He's fine. I found him. So this is out of Deus Machina when you figure out something important. Huh. Interesting. Wow. Does that mean I don't have to work tonight? Thanks. No, we are not going to rest eyes. We are going to, one, save again. We're gonna move, take a walk around the office. Oh, hi Murphy. Hello. You guys might hear Murphy in the background a little bit. I think I'm gonna try to do one more drawing and then I'm gonna end it there. And I think I'm gonna play this again. Maybe on Monday? We'll see. I guess. I need to go for a bit. Hopefully I'll see you in 30 minutes. Okay. Minutes. Good luck. Still too quiet. Still kind of creepy. Alright. We already did the window. Let's try the meeting room. We're gonna try the meeting room. We're gonna see how that goes. This is the meeting room. It's dark and quiet. Of course, normally, this room would always be booked up for some meeting or another. I must have triggered some motion detection sensor. The room's TV screen is turned on. A presentation is showing on the screen. I guess someone forgot to exit out before leaving the room yesterday. Skim through the presentation. I don't know if I'm allowed to be looking at this, but... well, no one's around. Who's gonna know? Let's see. Monthly project update. Designbot 6000 initiative. Owner, Operations / Vice President Blythe Phoenix. Team, Creative Automations. Whoa. It's about the Designbot 6000 project. This might be useful info to have for finishing up my own work. Let's read a little more. Progress. Final stages of development. Projected rollout within the next quarter. Looks like it's almost done. Blythe does have the entire company working on it after all. I really need to hurry up myself. Baseline design creation rate, 3,000 per minute. Current supervised training focus, air fryers. Substantial reinforcement required for Phase 2. Questions? Thank you. Guess that's it for the slides. Oh yeah. So it makes designs? Like those indie DIY booklets printed out on copier paper? I guess that makes sense, considering the name of the thing. Designs about air fryers seem so oddly specific. And I wonder what Phase 2 is all about. Okay. Let's think about the meetings. I really don't like meetings. They're almost always a complete waste of time. At least it gives me some free time to play Lumberlast on my phone. I kind of want to play Lumberlast right now, actually. I probably have some time. No. Don't play phone games. Never play phone games if you have a deadline. You will lose track of time, and you will at least have lost like 4 hours. Not now. Yeah, I probably shouldn't. Signbot 6000. Waste all your time playing FGO. Listen. I kind of want to get into Fate, but I don't know how to. I also want to get into Arknights. I really want to get into Arknights. It seems so cool. Huh? Oh, what? I also kind of want to get into Nikki, the like game with the shooting gun girls. Looks up from Candy Crush. Arknights. Arknights looks so cool. I like it. For real though, I don't play Candy Crush. Listen, I used to play Candy Crush. I also like the 2048 game. I played that often. I also get very caught up in Suika game. These are just games that are like games that can be put on your phone, but it's like they're time-consuming games. Oh, I remember before I got rid of it, I used to play Flappy Bird on my phone a lot. And then I uninstalled it, and then the person was like, "Hey, you can't play this game anymore." And I was like, "Fuck." It makes me wish I never uninstalled it. Flappy Bird was fun. It was very simple, but it was very fun. I'm still not really sure what Signbox 6000 does. Why are we building a thing to make Zines? It doesn't make any sense to me. It's so specific. How is this supposed to make any money for the company? Even Murphy doesn't understand. Well, I guess I won't get any more info here. I'll have to think about it more later. Murphy! Alright, we're gonna go back to the main office area. Zinebot 6000 doesn't need to do anything. He's just a robot that promotes signs. Honestly, fair. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure if you can hear Murphy, but he wants so much attention. Okay. We did break room, we did meeting room, we did window. Let's check out that mysterious hallway. Oh. Oh, that's definitely mysterious and a little bit creepy, not gonna lie. Whoa. I don't think I've been here before. Crow. If I did Tesla, sales would be through the roof because I wouldn't promote them as cars. I would promote them as weapons. Oh my god. I mean, you would be right too. You would be so right too. 100%. It's an operations team area after all. The sign is pretty clear, but I am kind of curious what's behind the door. It's not like anyone's around. We should leave this alone. There is a camera. It is operation team only, and also I'm pretty sure the VP will take my head with her little knife. So I'm gonna be safe and leave it alone. Yeah, I should leave it alone. I suppose there's no reason for me to be here anyway. Just leave it. Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble. Leave it. Leave it alone. Okay. I think I might actually have to hop off because Murphy wants attention. He is crying for attention. He is like, Father, you are neglecting me. Give me attention. And it's been 2 hours, so I'm gonna save here again. And I think that's gonna be it for now. This is actually a really, really fun game. I like this. Yes, Murphy, I hear you. This is a very, very fun game so far. Like, I'm actually enjoying this a lot. I didn't expect to enjoy this as much as I did. I thought this was just going to be like a silly little game. But this is fun. Really, really like it. Alright. Let's see. There are not many people online that I can raid. Which is unfortunate. I wanted to raid someone tonight. But it is what it is. So I guess with that, I am gonna call it a night. I will... Yep, I think that's gonna be it for tonight. So, thank you guys for chilling with me. I really appreciated it. I like doing like my little skincare routine and then just kind of playing a game and talking with you guys. It's nice. Very, very fun time. The next 2 days. Friday, tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning, PST. We are going to be doing some language learning. We're going to be playing Noun language learning. I'm going to be working on my Japanese. I will be actually filling out my little notebook as well. And I think it's going to be nice because this specifically has kanji and not a lot of furigana. So what I'll be doing is pretty much figuring out the furigana myself and also writing down the kanji a little bit further in my book just so I can like have those on hand and so I can actually start reading some kanji. It's going to be difficult, but it's like as long as I can recognize it, it will be good practice, I guess. And once I know what the furigana is, once I hear it, I'll be like, oh, okay, I know what that is. So I'm a little bit excited. I've like looked at it a little bit, but I haven't done much. So it'll be a fun time. Depending on how much I do, we might also switch over to just using Busu again during the stream. Not like at another stream, but we might be doing it during. We'll see how it goes. And then Saturday at 10:30 in the morning as well, we will be playing Splatoon for the Splatfest. I am on Team Family, which is fine because it's like I consider that like found family. It doesn't have to be family by blood. But I also do it because Fry always gets the short end of the stick and I will always be by my girl Fry. So I'll be playing Splatoon, Splatfest, Team Family. If you would like to join me, feel free to. I will allow people to join me. I think there's a thing where you can like join someone's lobby now, I think. I haven't actually done that. I haven't played a Splatoon a whole lot since I have gone through my entire moving arc, which sucks. But I'm actually very excited to play a bit more because I enjoy Splatoon 3. And then Sunday, I will be posting my schedule again. Hopefully, I can post it a little bit earlier in the day rather than like 11 at night like I did last time. But yeah, it was really, really nice. I had a very good time with this. This was a very, very fun game. So thank you guys again for stopping by, chilling, chatting with me. Thank you for those who lurked. Thank you for those who are just kind of like, oh, this is kind of cool. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, evening, morning, night, afternoon, wherever you are, wherever you may be. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. I'm gonna go spend some time with Murphy because he's throwing a fit. He wants attention, he wants love, and who am I to deny him that? So, bye-bye. Thank you guys again. I really do appreciate it. Bye-bye. 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 See you guys tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.